Alright, what's up everyone? So today we are talking about Klx110L mods and the best ones that are for you and what we should do first. So this right here is our 2017 Klx110L, and maybe you guys have seen it already, maybe you haven't. We got plenty of other videos on this of upgrades we've done throughout the time, but we're going to start from one of our first upgrades, make our way through the bike, and what might be the best upgrades for you to start with. So first of all, being an adult rider will be different than if it was for your kid. So this is for the adult riders looking to upgrade their Klx110L to meet their needs. First things first, I always like to start out with a good set of bars. Now these ones right here are Pro Tapers. They are the XR50 bend, and they are fantastic. Now if you look at mica bars, we run those too. Those will be the Pit Bike high bars. So this is definitely an ideal bar. Even us being just 5'10", it's still a perfect setup for when we ride this bike. And we do have a set of the Pit Bike low bars on the mica, or on the mica brand on our Klx140, and what that bar is just a little bit lower, just maybe an inch, just a smudge, but they are a little bit wider. So some guys do like running more of a wider bar than taller, but we like the tall setup. So next thing is your BBR seat, which in my opinion is a must-have, because if you already have a Klx110L and with a stock seat, you know it kind of cups right here and can be kind of annoying when you ride the bike. It kind of feel like you ride up on the tank a little bit, and on these smaller bikes you just tend to sit a little bit more on the back. You know, it's not like a big bike. So that was, you know, and I think there's a couple other seats that are out there, but we went with the BBR. If that was in stock, I understand nowadays it might be more what you can get in stock. I think Two Brothers makes a seat, but they're all the same in my opinion. This one was a I think they do actually, BBR does a firm seat and then just like a standard seat. This is the firm one, which is nice. So moving on to tires now. These ones right here, we haven't even tested them out, but we're gonna love them because we do a lot of trail riding. If you're hitting the track, maybe these aren't quite the tires for you, but because we do a lot of woods riding with our Klx110L, this should be awesome. So these right here are Matatas, maybe, I don't, but we run a 90-100 on a 12-inch rim, and your standard is an 80-100. So this bad boy right here is a little bit taller, and she is fat. Look at that. Look at the width on that sucker. Like, that is, and I even like the tread pattern. It's got a really good tread pattern, and that was our super soft. And then we come up here to the front, which is also a Matatas. And I don't mind my annoying screech there. Woo! But we are running a 90-90 on a 14-inch rim, stock rim, guys. But the old Matatas there is also a pretty beefy tire. So that is our front tire, also a little bit taller and super fat. So for us, going when we're out there in the woods, slick trails, going up big hills, hitting rocks, having that little bit fatter tire will be fantastic. And I really think they're going to perform pretty well. So moving on, also back here to the rear wheel, your stock Klx110L does not come with a rim lock. You'll find that when you run this bike, you're going to have to keep that rear tire at max air pressure to keep it from spinning and ripping up your valve on your tube. So that's where the rim lock comes in handy, guys, where you can install that. There's already the hole in the rim to where you can then lower your air pressure a little bit. I wouldn't still go too much, but lower it to where now you can hook and grip and just have a good time. So I'll show you guys that real quick. I'm sure you guys know what a rim lock is, but right there. So it does not come on a stock Klx110L, but in my opinion is pretty darn necessary. So moving over to our last item that maybe would fall into the control category, but would be our oversized pegs here. On a stock purchase, they do make upgraded purchase that they recommend as far as good for more support and not ripping your bolts out of your case, which would cause a huge issue. But we've ridden these bikes pretty hard. You know, we're not hitting no 30-foot tabletops or anything like that, but we're definitely riding them hard. Haven't had an issue yet, but it is on my upgrade list. But we just went with some good old what, SS? I don't know, pretty standard oversized pack. Whatever probably Faster Minis has. We order pretty much everything from Faster Minis. Little graphics kit. And now go over back to the bars. Since we are nighttime riders, we run just a little LED bar here. It's we got it from eBay, Amazon, and what we do, which we had no issues with the strength of our bars, but we just drill a couple holes here and nut up and get that thing on there nice and firm, and then we just run whatever preferred switch. If you find these switches, they're actually kind of nice through Google, but they got a nice aluminum housing and all that. They're waterproof and they do a really good job. So past that, you'll run that wire all the way to your battery and just go directly feed off the battery, and just a little bar like that is not going to be a big deal. Your bike will still be able to charge itself, and your battery will never go dead as long as you're running your bike. And even if you were to run that light bar for a little bit while your bike's off, whether you're taking a break, whatever, you'd be fine. So the other thing that we did also put on the bike is these green lights, just to have a little fun at nighttime. We do a lot of nighttime riding. Pretty simple. I'll give you guys a little view with the lights off. But she looks, you know, looks pretty cool. A little walk around. But yeah, so that's our bike there. We'll see, nice bright bar. Plenty of light too, and that's just a cheap eBay, Amazon light bar, guys. Like, and it's lasted so long. Perfect light. It's great. So now, so now that we're done with that stuff, now we move on to the fun stuff. So we went with the good old Pro Circuit pipe here, guys. It's the T4 series. Make sure you don't get confused with it being the T6 series, which is a little bit different and newer model. Don't know if they come for the KLX110Ls. I know my boy got one on his Honda, but these bad boys right here are pretty good. Just made a video too, if you guys look, that we do little sound clips and all that to show you guys how it sounds. This guy right here, haven't really test proven it yet. They do sell stuff like this, but we instantly wheelied our bike almost when we first got it, and these fenders just are so brittle they snap right off. So we figure, what the heck, we'll make this aluminum piece here and try to give it just a little bit more brace, so hopefully when we're out in the woods, maybe if something does happen, maybe it saves our rear fender. I don't think it's any guarantees at all, but maybe it will, and that would be a big deal. So that is that. So that's our exhaust. And oh, forgot our controls, extended shift. Extended shifter is key for sure, especially using riding boots. Like, wouldn't go without that guy. Woo, a little dirty. Moving on to more performance. So being a heavier rider, your stock clutch is doable for sure. We ran our bike for a while with the stock clutch, but we highly recommend getting those heavy duty springs and clutch and installing that, because it will definitely be way crisper and you'll definitely feel how it really engages between the gears and all that, and you'll love it. So it definitely gives a way more snappier feel on the clutch, and that was a great upgrade. More performance mods. We got the old BBR U-Flow on this, which has proven to be pretty darn good, guys. Now when you buy this, you're gonna have to get another bracket to support your shroud, since your stock box does support your shroud. So you do get an extra arm there. Make sure you guys get that so you can mount that puppy up. So the other thing I would say with this, if you do plan on doing any woods riding, splashing through puddles, get yourself an outerwear. We do not have one yet, but we have found that we've gotten a little bit of issues with going through some water, and it sucks up an air filter and then leaves us for about 20 minutes trying to clear the darn carb tuner out. So get an outerwear. Some of them, if you look, actually recommend and say that they repel water. So we are going to try that next time. I would say, if you don't plan on doing a lot of mods to your bike, want to keep it simple as far as performance, throw that pipe on there, tune that carb tuner in, and leave it at that. Leave your stock airbox alone, because as soon as you bust in to putting this U-Flow on here, that's when the jetting becomes a little bit more fun on the carb tuner. So we actually ended up switching to a Mikuni 22 millimeter carb. This is still a stock 110, guys. We haven't messed with this at all, but this is a aftermarket carb, 22 mil, And with the U-flow and everything, with the exhaust, she is an absolute ripper. I mean, I was just having so much issues. Like, we have, you know, a few guys in our group with these bikes, actually more than a few, but regardless, a few guys in the group, and just, it didn't seem like you quite get that 18 mil tuned all the way in. It just seemed like it was really lagging and it wasn't big enough. So we ended up going up to the 22 mil, runs super crisp, starts right up. Hopefully that proves me right. Oh, she does. That was a cold start too. I mean, not cold. I mean, it's like 60 degrees out right now, but regardless, I didn't start her up yet. But other than that, so that's our performance part of the bike, guys. This guy right here actually was a little upgrade because we kept on with the stock one, packing a lot of mud in here, and we wanted to be able to clean it out as times when we're riding. So we put this on here to have a little bit better access to be able to get this all cleared out with mud, even after riding and all that, and power washing. So that is about it for performance, I believe. The one thing we didn't do, which I really wanted to try, but every time I look it up, reviews and all that, everyone says a big waste of money, and they're kind of right too. Until maybe you got to like the super high end, like bigger heads and all that, or bigger head, is using the rev box, guys. Like, you're really just exceeding the motor past its limits, probably past the power band. Your power band's where they've already made it. You know what I mean? So there's no getting that extra 1,000 RPMs, you know. And I even thought like maybe it would be a little bit better because it raised past maybe the power band. But when you were to shift, it puts you right in the middle of the power band, right? And they give you a little bit more top speed on each gear, blah blah blah. But you're also exceeding the limits of the motor. And we already run these motors pretty darn tough and hard, so figure, you know what, we'll leave that stock rev box on there, keep her happy, keep her right, and hopefully keep her tight. So, alright guys, our last upgrade on the bike, I totally forgot about, but it's funny because we literally just did it, was heavy duty springs, front and rear. Now the reason why this is probably not as necessary, us being even a heavy rider, being 220, you know, we've bounced around from 180, I know, crazy, 180 from 220, you know, and all around that spot, and the bikes always handled good. Definitely super happy on the 180 mark. Being 220, we're definitely need a little bit heavier springs, preferred, just because it was such an easy job and it wasn't that expensive. So we do have the, like I said, heavy duty springs running a 15 weight instead of 10 weight in the front, and then our rear spring here. Oop, where'd you go? There you are, guy. BBR, heavy duty. So bike definitely felt good. Probably bumped it up just a smudge, just being because it was a stiffer suspension, and obviously with the tires and all that too now, that also bumped the bike up. So our kickstand actually barely. What am I doing? What are we doing? Our kickstand barely works, but it works. So I'm not changing it. And so other than that, we kept stock clutch and all that stuff, and they never broke. Well, actually they broke once, but other than that, they haven't broke. But that's our Klx110L, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I try to make it as short as possible, but it's tough. We have a lot of mods, and I really wanted to go over everything and explain why we did everything that we did. So if you guys have any questions, hit me up in the comment. All right, guys, but that's it, and we'll see you later.